This is a disaster for the San Diego Padres. Let's talk about the latest reports coming out of the hot stove and straight, hopefully, into the trash. But nonetheless, we got to talk about it on this episode of Padres Digest. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of the show that is very confused why one of you in the comments section thinks I'm not a Padres fan, given that I have, that I put up with the mid-2000s and all of that, but also B, why would I cover these stories, Willie? Like, am I just supposed to be state-sponsored media and be like, all is well, fearless leader Preller has everything great? Like, nah, dog. We gotta talk about some of the realities of the Padres, including reports that Nick Pivetta might now get traded. So as we talk about all this, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. You help me work out some baseball problems in real time here. This is good group therapy for all of us. And as always, if you want to join our group therapy sessions, you are more than welcome to hit that subscribe button so that anytime a video comes out, you get a little notification. All right, here's what Dennis Lin is saying. That at the winter meetings, all of a sudden, this Nick Pivetta storyline is coming out, and let's get to the facts, or at least let's get to the source material here that I'm talking about, and then I will tell the opinions of all this. And as always, apologies to everybody that's watching this on a phone. If this text is too small, I'm here to read it. The Padres have shown a willingness to entertain offers for Nick Pivetta. League sources told The Athletic a deal involving the right-hander is not considered likely. San Diego would require a steep return in exchange for losing Pavetta, but the team's options for rebalancing its payroll are limited, Lynn reported. So I suppose that the disclaimer and caveat is that the deal isn't likely, but I kind of also feel like this is where there's smoke, there's fire. And I'm not going to say specifically like, I know Pavetta's getting shipped, but did a video yesterday on Cronenworth being now apparently like kind of low-key on the block to be clearing some space. And we've talked about just general ownership changes and a new owner coming in. And there's even the rumors and reports of, Fernando might be available. I don't think that we've had an off season where all the headlines are this skewed to one end of the bell curve. Like, we've had some times where it's like, a little bit of good with a little bit of bad. They might be in on this guy. They're not in on this. It's been a minute since we've had one where just all of the stories are skewed towards they need to clear cap. They need to clear space. And it's not cap yet. Might be cap in a year or two. But you get what I'm saying. So what would this look like? What would this mean? What would this be? I take a deep breath and I say to myself, okay, Christian, you've argued now a bunch on all these videos that hitting is what the Padres need and that one pitcher being added isn't going to fix the Padres. So let me ask that. Does one pitcher being removed fix or make the Padres any further away necessarily from their ultimate goal of winning a World Series? I will also throw out there one other thing that to me is the underlying in all of this that is not getting talked about because there isn't a trade for it. This was another paragraph down from Lynn. Is trading Pavetta would actually net the Padres a return to a quick start to a retool. But if they were just looking for salary and not getting anything in return, Joe Musgrove could be on the move. So it starts talking about other, just everything is in play. But then the real nugget here is that 39-year-old Yu Darvish underwent Tommy John surgery, so he'll be out for the season and is not a trade candidate. That last one is I think the biggest issue in all of this is that we have a dead asset in Yu Darvish. Just millions of dollars sitting there on the books and not even a hope of, he is not returning this season. This isn't even some where Musgrove last year was like, just get us to the playoffs, dog, and all that. So if the Padres are in a full rebuild or even a semi-rebuild of hey, this permutation doesn't work, but if we keep Manny and Fernando and Merrill and Xander, nuke the rest of it, get a bunch of prospects and whatnot, then we can maybe by the 27 season have ourselves repositioned for a good run. sure. I teeter-totter back and forth on all of this as to what really is good, bad, like what is doable. What the numbers last 2 years. Here are the numbers for Pavetta. You can see that his jump from 24 to 25 was hugely positive. Was last year just a blip? Like, was last year the best year of Nick Pivetta's career, or is Nick Pivetta headed in a career rebirth renaissance? Going to have a couple? If he could maintain a sub-3 ERA and be a workhorse for 2 or 3 more years, I like him as our option still, even if this season goes poorly, into next season and beyond as like a dude's dude within our front half of our rotation, if not even just being our ace for a couple years. I would be curious what the trade would be in return to get him, because if you're going to say, hey, we can dish Cronenworth, Pavetta, and get you, Darvish, to step away and retire from baseball, and in exchange from all that, we'll clear $60 million worth of contracts and get 5 prospects in return that we throw into the minor league system. Okay, you could maybe walk me down the A leads to B leads to C of clearing all that space actually gets us a good DH, a mid-tier, a good DH and a 3 starter in the free agent market, whatnot. Plus some of the prospects hopefully bolster the ranks. It's hard to know, because I want to say that hope springs eternal this season, and that the Padres are going to have bounce back years from some guys and are going to end up being really, really good. But then I end up looking at Nick Pivetta's contract, and he has an opt-out after 2026. So all of this, yeah, exactly. My daughter's chiming in here to let everybody know how crazy, concerning, and bad this is. But yeah, after the 2026 season, Pavetta could just opt out, and he has that option to go. So maybe this isn't actually as bad of a thing. Like, if the writing really is on the wall that the Padres in their current permutation are going to be competitive, but not for a World Series. Like, they'll play some big games, we'll have some fun, sell out some stadiums, but we're never going to get over the hump there. Maybe Pavetta's gone after next season anyway. So if he's gone after next season anyway, what do you want to lose Nick Pivetta for a qualified offer? So, like, if he's gone, maybe the real actual hard discussion here is to say that there is no reason to linger. Let's just do the rebuild now, where we already know that Darvish is going to be out for this year, and we're going to be kind of handicapped, and there's going to be this change in ownership, but the change in ownership's not going to be like this isn't a turnkey thing where just tomorrow somebody says, oh, I'm interested in 3 days later, they're the owners of the Padres. This will probably be next season that we would start to see a new owner be able to take over and really infuse themselves into this situation. So maybe dishing Jake and Pavetta and all of that, as hard as that would be for right now to watch, you look at the rest of these names. And if we're talking about J.P. Sears, Randy Vasquez, Kyle Hart, and Matt Waldron all starting on the mound this season, that is kind of a disaster. But if that nets us tons of caps, or I keep calling it cap space just because I'm concerned that, I'm not concerned. It's probably going to happen in the long run. But you get what I'm saying. If we could clear money, avoid losing Pavetta for nothing, and get some stuff in return, could be kind of interesting. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. I'll end there. Say see you next time, and hit that subscribe button. Talk to you guys later.